calls and webinars are recorded for stakeholder convenience, allowing those who are unable to attend to listen to the recordings after the meetings. The recordings will be publicly available on the ISO webpage for a limited time following the meetings. The recordings and any related transcription should not be reprinted without the ISO's permission. Just to remind everyone, when you come in, you are on mute. If you want to ask any questions or can you express any concerns, please press either spacebar or *6 to unmute yourself. We'll follow the small agenda today. We'll cover map stage availability, known issues for ADS. We'll review ADS replacement cutover activities again, and the dependencies for DOT-TCA and IDS functionality, and we'll talk about the next steps. Fall 2020 release map stage availability. You can always find the availability on portalmap.kaiso.com. Currently, we have a network outage starting tomorrow, where we'll have a loss of connectivity to DRRS, UI, ADS, UI, and API. This might impact parallel stage also for ADS, UI, and API. We had an extended outage 1 week for CMRI when we were deploying EIM 2020 enhancements. That date has been made to be decided now. Maybe I can invite Trang to give more information on the extension of this date.
Thank you, Instrument. So for the CMRI outage, we had been communicating a week-long outage for the promotion of the EIM Enhancements 2020 independent project into map stage for the market sim that was targeted to begin next Monday, 9/21. So we are still working through the testing of those changes in our environment prior to the map stage environment. So unfortunately, due to that, we have to shift the schedule out for the code deployment as it's not fully ready for map stage yet. So this message is to communicate that we do still expect an extended outage for CMRI UI and API and map stage at a future date, but obviously that maintenance is not happening this week. And then related to that, of course, or that results in a later start of the EIM Enhancements 2020 market simulation, which we don't have a firm target yet for now, but we hope to have more information on Thursday's call and definitely at next week's RUG. So that's the information I have now, Instrument. Thank you.
Thank you, Trang, for the update. Any questions or concerns here?
Hi, this is Vipul from Edison. I hope tomorrow's outage for DRRS is 9 to 2, right? The same time which you informed us last week?
Yes, that is the case, Vipul. Thank you.
Thank you, Trang.
Yeah, and then just a note too is, it's just the loss of connectivity, and I would plan to work around that time, but if you have some testing, you're free to try during that period because it should be intermittent, but I wouldn't plan your whole testing during that 9 to 2 window, if that makes sense. There might be partial availability, so, okay?
All right, Trang. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on. We have some updates to the ADS known issues from the CT tickets that we have been receiving. The first two items, the continuous alarm change to repeat X seconds and column picker should sort list of checkboxes that have been with us for some time, and we still don't have an estimated fixed date for those two issues. We have new issues that are known to us and we're working on it. We don't have an estimated fixed date for those two either. Those are the number 3 ADS query tool that's based on the bottom where lots of data available to show. Column selector availability is intermittent. Ability to share port over the profiles across environments. Understand this is a pressing concern for a lot of market participants, and we are working to see if we can provide a fix for that. Any questions here?
Hi, Ashman. This is Chun-Yu from PG&E. Do you know that these issues will be fixed before October 1? I understand it's TBD, but does CAISO has a high-level target day?
Can somebody from CAISO is ready to answer this question? I think I have the SME here on the call list, but seems like he has not called in. He's probably busy on the meeting. Chunu, let me get back to you on that. I'll send you an email.
Sure, thank you.
All right, moving on. So these are the cutover activities for ADS replacement as we talked about it in the last meeting too. There's a new additional IPs that were corrected for stage. Please take note of this. And these are the 6 IPs for map stage and production that we need to whitelist so to review the new ADS on the web UI.
Thanks, Anshuman. And then just I wanted to just kind of get feedback or just request again for the stage environment, just to get an indication if is there anybody that can confirm that they're able to access the stage ADS UI and API successfully. We do see traffic coming in, and we're just wanting to some confirmation and feedback that folks are actively using the stage environment and that there are no issues accessing it. Again, the URLs are here, and can I have anybody confirm that they're able to access the UI and the API and stage?
Hello, hi, this is Carlos from SE.
Hi, Carlos. Yes.
So I have a different issue. I don't know if that's if this is the time to address it or wait until the end. The problems we've had is related to the encryption algorithm used now in MapStage that is not being used in production, that it's causing our SSL collection failures. I just needed to talk about that if possible.
Okay. And this is specific to ADS, and I think that you do have a city case that I think Anshuman is familiar with, right, Anshuman, on this?
Yeah, there's a city case.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. And
Carlos, can you tell me the CD number?
Yeah, just a moment. Uh, 00228169.
Thank you. The CD number looks familiar. I'll get back to you after this meeting.
Sure. Great, thank you.
On Trank's update, can anybody confirm if you are able to access Stage ADS and the UI is opening up?
okay, I did get a confirmation comment through the chat,
Okay.
but so that's good, and we'll continue to monitor that as well. And then just as a reminder for folks too, that environment will be available, and I think it's reflected in one of the next slides, just until November 4th, I believe that it was. So, the earlier that we can have users accessing that and getting familiar with it, the better. Okay. All right. Thank you for the update.
Thank you. All right, moving on. These are the following dependencies for DOTTC project and IDS and ADS. The new ADS UI and ADS API version weight is available on 1st of October, and DOTTC activation would be on again on 1st of October. IDS activation is on 1st of January 2021, and ADS cutover is February 1st, 2021. ADS API v6 will be deprecated upon deployment of ADS API v8 because we keep only 2 versions in our system, and the older version, it's taken off. Only V8 and V7 will be supported. ISO customer service is conducting outreach for customers' cutover plans for further coordination. ADS and DOTTC training materials also reflect the availability of the new features in the new ADS. There's a calendar for you to go through and review the cutover plan for the ADS, IDS, and DOTTC project. Right, moving on. The new functionality between these two products is, we'll have follow DOT flag, operating instructions, unannounced AS test, RTCD commitment, receive operating instruction flags for EIRs, broadcast message to EIR operators, display the hash schedule, the scheduling coordinator, accepted value, and the difference between the two. That's all I had for today. Next meeting will be on September 17th. That's the last meeting for this fall release. And hopefully we'll have an update for the independent project releases on that date. Now I'll open up the floor for any more questions.
Hi,
Go ahead,
Ashwin. Hi, yeah. So we noticed that this is for access behind the meter. For August 25th and 26th, the meter that for access behind the meter measurement type meter, we submitted, and looks like CAISO overwritten those both days meter with a 0. And I recall CAISO did announce that you will not let the data flow, only for August 25th, flow into the settlement in order to test scenario 1, but I specifically asked whether those meters will be kept in the system, and the answer was yes. So do you know what's going on?
So can we back up and just can I clarify and then just kind of recap on 825 and 826? So what we did for those trade dates is, as you mentioned and recalled, was for the access behind the meter production type of data, we blocked it from going into the initials, but we should have restored that for the calculation of, or for the recalcs for those trade dates, right? And then are you saying that you're not seeing the submitted versions, you're not able to retrieve them from MRIS, or are you not seeing them in settlements for the recalc?
I think actually in both. In settlements shows 0, and also for in MRIS, I believe it's the initial and recount. I'm not sure about recount, but our SME is actually testing. It's for initial and recount, so just get a text message. And also in MRIS, I just checked right before the call, and for both trade days, the access behind the meter measure time meter all showing 0 on both trade days.
Okay, so for the MRI issue, I remember that our confirmation from the team that anything that you submitted should be able to be retrieved from there. And then for the initials, if you're seeing nothing for the initials for the BTM meter type, then that's expected, and we would expect to have those in the recalc. But I have I have our settlements me on, so I thought if you could confirm that understanding to that in MRIS, we should see the retrieve, so that would be an issue that we would have to look in and confirm the retention period that's there, as well as if we can see the data on our side. And then for our settlements team, they can also confirm that you should be able to see it in the recalc and not the initial. So, Assad? If you're talking, we can't hear you right now, so you may have to unmute.
Sorry. This is Josh Arnold. I'm the SME doing the testing for Chun Yu on this one. I can confirm that we are not seeing any such adjustment data for the August trade date in either the initial or the recalc.
Okay.
We have verified the September initials. Those are behaving as expected in that we are not seeing the adjustments. That's fine. So we are currently waiting for the September recalcs, which come out later this week, to verify those values. Our question was more, we see zero values in both MRIS and in the settlements for these processes for the August dates. We understood that we would see non-zero values based on our meter submission for the recalcs, which came out last week. That is not the case. We just wanted to make sure you were aware of the situation to find out what happened. If a system overwrote the values, if they were not imported, what went on there, because we don't see them for the August dates. We are waiting for the recalcs for September to verify those, just as a final confirmation.
Okay, thank you, Josh. And then I'm just going to call on Assad to validate, because that's helpful information for an update that he can give too. So let me see if he can join or speak up. Okay, Anshuman, can you remind Assad how to unmute? Was it *6?
Yes, or he can press space bar also and *6.
Yeah, hi, Frank.
Yes, we can hear you now. Go for it.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the question. Now, let me recap what Frank said. For now, 825 and 826, based on scenario, we are expecting to receive a gross load only. So what we saw in initial, we saw the market participant, they submit a gross load and excess behind. That's why we terminated the excess behind for initial and reactivated for recalc. So for recalc, we are expecting from you to see the data for excess behind for recalc. So do you have the resource ID that you submitted for excess behind for recalc?
Yeah, I can get it for you. Josh, if you have it, go ahead.
I think we have 3 resources submitted for excess behind. If you can send it to me or create CD ticket to see and we check it and we are able to see the 3 resources for 825 and 826.
Yes,
also,
I can create a CD ticket after this. Yeah.
September 1st published the recalc will be published on Wednesday. So if you send me the resource that you submitted, I will double check and see what I can see.
Right. I mean, as Josh mentioned, it sounds like September 1 and 2 seems okay, but so what happened for the August 25th and 26th, what happened in the MRIS, it's unexpected, which is the value should be there, the value we submit should be there. So I will open a CD ticket for this, and also, and another CD ticket for that we do not see the excess behind the meter in the recount statement for August 25th and 26th.
Okay, because I'm able to see them. I have to go back and check the XML to see what we have there, because in our side, I'm able to see the excess behind the created for that. And only the zeroed out data with the zeroed out will happen just only for the estimated data. There's no one like submit any meter or excess behind. The data will be zeroed out, but we don't have that case for excess behind. Like we should, we expect to see the data for that.
So Assad, where do you see the excess behind the meter production data? It's in the settlement statements or in MRIS?
No, in our side, in market data, I have to open the XML and to see, we're expecting like this. Now, what we have in market data reflects to XML.
Okay.
So just go ahead and create the ticket. I will review and respond back to you.
Yeah, so I think to answer that question, I think that Assad sees that in the back-end settlement system, and he's not looking in MRIS. Is that right, Assad? I think that was the question. Yeah, so where we'll look on the MRIS side as well to see that the data should be there for the August trade dates that you submitted, the behind-the-meter data type. Meter data type, and then also on the back end, on the settlements processing side, we'll also see why in the recalcs for August you didn't see the excess behind the meter type meter data. I think that those are the two issues that we'll take a look at offline, and we'll watch for your city cases for that. Was there anything else that we outside of those two issues? Or?
I think that's good. Thanks in advance for look into the issue, and I will open 2 separate tickets for the problem. Okay. Thank you.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question regarding ADS. So if we don't have access to stage environment, do we need to put in a city ticket or work with our own IT to figure it out?
So, and I'll have somebody else speak up too, but your UAA should be able to provision you for that, and maybe our ADS team on the call has some more details on that. But
no, I have access to stage, but when I click on the ADS, it says not available, site not available.
I'm sorry, where are you clicking it from? From this presentation?
No, I'm opening the Chrome browser. I'm in the Stage environment, and on the Caliso portal, Market Application Portal, and when I click on EDS on the Stage environment, it doesn't open up. So I heard maybe an individual said you need to put in a city ticket, and somebody said it's already available.
It's just really quickly, could you confirm the URL that that's showing up there? And maybe, Anshuman, can you go back to the slide that shows the ADS URL, and let's just have our user confirm that, please? So the one that you want to access is going to be the ads.stage.kaiso.com.
Okay. All right. And is this URL available through the API?
So the API URL is going to be in that column, the top one.
So, so the understanding is currently on the Caliso application portal, these URLs are not available? Because
hi, this is Firdaus. Sorry to interrupt in between. So I think earlier we communicated that the ADS link will be available from the portal page. Right now is actually this is pointing to one of our internal sites. So and we are working on fixing it. So meanwhile, if you still should be able to access the ADS using the URL what you see on the stage column. You see on the very bottom what is showing https://ads.stage.kaiso.com.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm that. We should not be going onto the portal and clicking the link over there. It will give us.
And we apologize for that because what you are doing exactly the right thing you are doing, but I think that's what we communicated earlier, and we see this is the gap right now, and we will be correcting it, and we'll let you know the update. But meanwhile, if you can please access this direct URL, and that should allow you the accessing areas in stage environment.
Okay, thank you. And one more thing, are the filters still not working on the ADS web-based application? I have tried several times, but nothing works for me on the filter.
Sorry, can you please repeat?
So we create some custom, I would say custom screenshot or custom view of ADS for dispatchers.
Okay.
Using the filters, the advanced filters,
yep.
And I'm using, the filter like or in the new version of it on map state, and they're still not filtering out what we want to see. So I put in a city ticket. I just wanted to understand, is this still an issue?
No, actually, there was some issue reported on the advanced filtering that but those issues are resolved, and we expect now all those filters should be working. So if you have the CD ticket already submitted, I can take a look on that. If there are any specific condition or specific reason, probably something is because, as you know, every user is different and every user has the different level of access, and the way you are setting your filter might be different. So I think I can take a look on those profile what you are creating and can provide more feedback on that.
Okay, yeah, I have a
it should be
attachment
working.
to. Okay, yeah, if you can help us out, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Is there any more questions? We have Firdaus also online, so if you have something you want to ask him, please go ahead. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining the call. We'll talk again on Thursday. Take care.